out of the blocks to me that I seen anyway was Paul Joyce. And he said Lyon have agreed a fee of £9.5 million with Liverpool for SHAQIRI. Initial bid was around £4 million. Next came a bit of bad news, unfortunately. I mean, I was hyped up. I was ready to go thinking, right, that's one out. Squad plays freed up. But then our good friend from The Athletic, who we spoke to the other day, Mr. James Pearce, came and said, not expecting SHAQIRI to be replaced in this window given the rise of Harvey Elliott. Fellow teenager Cade Gordon also penciled in for game time in the domestic cups following his impact in pre-season. Now, look, Jack, where do we go with this? Good bit of business by the club. I think we'll agree on that. But I thought that we were looking at Elliott as the Genie replacement. I didn't realise that he would all of a sudden become the SHAQIRI replacement as well.
Oh, clearly this 18-year-old is so good that he can be the replacement of both Genie and SHAQIRI. Obviously, we knew this already, Craig, because James Pearce told us both the other day that Liverpool weren't planning on replacing SHAQIRI, and that a signing would only come if Origi or Ox are to leave as well, which I don't expect either of them to leave. I was hoping Origi would leave, but it doesn't seem that way. But yeah, it's an interesting one. I've said quite openly, I think we need at least one signing before the end of the window. SHAQIRI going leaves us short of another option. But yeah, it really is interesting, mate, because I do want to see Harvey Elliott getting more game time. But I'm worried that we're putting a lot of pressure on an 18-year-old shoulders.
Yeah, look, none of us doubt the guy's ability, but I found it interesting to see James Pearce bring Cade Gordon into the conversation, because I think we're all in agreement that Cade Gordon is at least 1 year away from first team ready, if not maybe a little bit longer. So, yes, we have high hopes for him, but I wouldn't accept that as a fan as an excuse for us not acting in this window, because whatever we think about, I can see the understanding of SHAQIRI going out and Elliott taking his place, but Elliott will probably get more game time than SHAQIRI got, and we still are short of body. So I think this is brinksmanship. I'm going to say that we're going to get somebody in. I'm just going to say it. I think we're getting somebody in. I don't know who. Don't pin me for who, because I haven't got a clue. It's just guesswork. But I've got a feeling we might see a little bit of business.
Well, Pearce told us, didn't he, that the sign was that Origi wanted to stay, and obviously the club aren't going to force Origi out. Especially when it doesn't seem like anyone's interested. But I wonder if moves like what happened at the weekend, where of course he was left out of the squad, is a kind of way of Liverpool going, if you want to go, mate, go, because you're not really needed here. Because yeah, I'm sure. I personally would hope we bring someone in. I know we still have 17 non-homegrown players now, but obviously one of those is Loris Karius, who is a model now and not a footballer. So I'm sure he'll be gone soon. But yeah, it's for me, it doesn't sit right that we're putting faith in Cade Gordon and Harvey Elliott to replace SHAQIRI and Genie, because we know how important Genie was under Jurgen Klopp. And SHAQIRI didn't have much of a squad role, but he had more than you'd like Cade Gordon at 16 years old to have, and he was a player that was trusted to go off the bench and try and change games at times last season. So yeah, for me, I think Cade Gordon, I'd agree with you, mate. He's not quite first team ready yet. I see good things from him, but he's still only 16, and we know the potential of Harvey Elliott, and he's had to wait till now to get his opportunity and as much game time as he's getting. So yeah, for me, is Cade Gordon ready just yet? Probably not, and I would like to see one more player at least come in the rest of the window.
Yeah, look, it's good and it's bad, because it's a difficult conversation to have, because we have high hopes and high expectations and high belief in these kids. Elliott is no longer a kid now. Elliott is a first teamer. I think we're all nailed on that one. He's going to be there or thereabouts the entire season, sniffing around, getting enough game time, and then next season probably explode onto the scene. So we're all in agreement that Harvey Elliott has shown enough to justify his place in that squad, and taking a place on the bench or taking a place in the starting 11